So what is it about coming back from vacation and you get yourself situated, come back to reality, and everything feels so much worse than you remember it being? I don't know what it's been about the week since I got back, but like, it's been a trip. If there's anything that gets me excited, it is making a big plan and not expecting myself to stick with it. So, without further ado, I'm going to fall into my own trap yet again, but this time with an audience. This year I have three major focuses. I have language learning is probably the most important to me. It's number one on the list. I have reading more and I have YouTube. And the first thing you always need to start out with, other than outlining your goals, is your schedule. How much time can you allot to your hobbies and your goals outside of your work and your free time? And that means spending time with your friends, going out to eat. So when considering your schedule, you need to ask yourself, when do you have most free time? Do you work a 9-to-5 job? And if so, do you feel more active in the time before that or the time after that? I know that when I come home from work, I am dead to the world and I just want to sit on the couch and eat chips. We're gonna see how that works out for me. And these things all help determine how much time you can put into your goals over the course of a week. So I will say straight out, my schedule right now is a little shaky between 3 different part-time jobs. You never know what you're gonna get. Actually, I do know it's the same every single week, but I'm interviewing for a job that's a full-time position, so I have no idea what my schedule is gonna be like in even a month. That makes my schedule very difficult to plan for since I have no idea what that's gonna look like. But I'm going to plan for a 9-to-5 schedule because I'm cocky like that. Of those 3 goals, I'm gonna start with reading because that's the easiest to plan for. If there's one thing I'm good at, it's buying books. And if there's one thing I'm mediocre at, it's reading them. Like, I have a problem. Of the whole collection of books that I have at my parents' house, I've probably read 80% of them, which is pretty okay considering. And then the collection that I have here in this apartment, not incredible. I'm going to have a plan of just 20 pages a day. So far in the 4 days that I've been doing this, it's been successful. It's a really interesting example of like the foot in the door phenomenon, or even the 3-minute rule that you hear about on YouTube and Instagram these days. Basically that means if you have something you've been putting off and you just say to yourself, okay, I'm gonna do this for 3 minutes, and then after 3 minutes is over, then I can stop. 9 times out of 10, you'll be like, this isn't really so bad, and then you go and do the thing. It's actually fine for me. For other procrastinators, it is quite helpful. So would recommend. Since I've been doing the 20 pages thing, I find that I actually tend to read a lot more than that. I'll get to 20 pages and I'll be like, that wasn't so bad, I actually enjoy this. Let's go to 40 or even 60 pages. So that's been good so far. So depending on the language and the register in which it's written and the subject matter and your interest, blah, 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 I could probably clear that in about a half hour. And the reason I'm not counting this goal as a half hour every day is because if I did that, then my brain would just be like, I just have to stare at this page for 30 minutes and then I can check off that box. So I'm not gonna do that. Another thing I wanna say specifically in regards to reading is that if I do read these 20 pages a day, and like strictly 20 pages a day, by the end of the year, I will have read 7,300 pages, which is 24 different 300-page books. So that's 2 300-page books a month, which sounds insane for such a small goal. I could read The Hobbit 24 times in a year. I'm not sure why I would want to do that. Good book though. So of the books that I have that I haven't read, here are some of the top picks. Also, if anyone can tell me why European books are backwards. If I set this on the coffee table with the cover up, why is it upside down? Please help me understand. I don't know. Showing you these books has nothing to do with the video. I'm just hoping it'll be a good way to keep me accountable, because if I show them to you, that means I have to read them, right? Isn't that how it works? I keep track of all my books that I want to read and that I have read and that I'm currently reading. I do that with Goodreads, and this isn't like a paid thing. I just really enjoy the app. You can also set challenges for yourself over the course of the year. or like over the year. My only unhappiness with this app is that I tend to invest myself in larger books, like 400 plus page books, and that is not the flex that you think it is. Because let me tell you, when Goodreads tells me that I only read 11 books this past year, that's pretty sad as somebody who really enjoys reading. But when I look into it, I guess it doesn't get any happier, because it tells you that I only read about 3,300 pages last year, which averages at less than 10 pages a day. I was going to justify my 11 books by saying that 4 of those books were more than 400 pages and one of them was more than 700 pages, but having averaged out the daily pages. Never mind, we're just gonna forget that. We're moving on from that. It's a new year. So moving straight through to language learning, I'll commit 8 hours between Monday and Friday, which averages at a little more than an hour and a half each day. For the weekend, for Saturday, Sunday, I will give it 6 hours. So, 3 hours a day. I think that's pretty affordable for a total of 14 hours outside of a full work week. And of course, there are going to be days when I don't reach that. There will be weeks when I don't reach that, and that's okay. The trick with planning is knowing that plans never work, and following that line of reasoning is probably why my plans never work. So I do all of my planning on Notion. Again, not a paid video. Again, I just use it a lot and I really like it and I recommend it to everyone I know. Now that we've got that out of the way, I'll give you a little tour of my Notion page. So when I was setting it up a while ago, kind of figured that it would be like a house, right? So when you walk in, you have this beautiful staircase, goes in different directions. In the kitchen, you'll talk about food. In the library, you'll talk about books, blah, blah, blah. So that was kind of the original idea for this. This is a restaurant in Paris that I went to. It's stunning. This is, I don't need to go through all the paintings. Anyways, this is what the main page looks like. I have this configured button where I can, if I have a little quick goals, I don't have time to go through and actually put them into my agenda, I can just do this, and if I'm done, I can cross it off. And I always can just press that button for a new one. But anyways, so here we have some quick links that I'll go through later. Long-term goals and projects. It's a little messy right now, I'm not gonna lie. I spend most time in this tab, so this is where you go to have all this. And when you're done, you can always make your own little configured button. And I tend to then turn that into a drop down. And you can see, like, if for some reason I would need to go back and look at it, I can. So I have all that, some nostalgia that I didn't want to delete. So the next one that I wanted to show you is the study corner. Here you have these cards of the languages that I'm learning. I haven't put so much time into organizing them. In my Study German with Me video, I went through some of these. I guess I didn't write it down. And then here are some focuses that I wanted to work on. Resources, class notes, just like whatever you want, really. Oh, that's so yeah, here I have, more long-term goals, and obviously by May, that's not super long-term. These are soft goals that can't really be, checked off. These are my weekly goals that I set up for myself. So I decided that French would be Tuesday, German would be Monday through Friday, Russian Wednesday, Saturday, etc. And what I did is, like, you can check these off. You can go through and say, yes, I did that. Oop. That is done. So in the kitchen, I have like the food stuff. I have a whole list of recipes I want to try, and what's cool about Notion is that when you make databases like this, you can switch the view. So if you say like, oh, I only want things that would take me less than 30 minutes, I have all those come up at the front. And reflections, which is probably one of the most important parts of any sort of work. These are all just short stories that I've written or notes. I'm going to show you this, even though I shouldn't. Here is how I do my YouTube videos. I have the name, how far I've come, So this one I am filming, so I'll put that there. The done date, the topic, and the post on. And you can obviously also do different views. So if you wanted to sort your progress. So these are all the videos that I've already done. These are the ones I have yet to do. So yeah, that's kind of how I set up my language learning stuff and my YouTube stuff. And honestly, that's everything. I'm hoping to stick to that. That's just kind of a quick overview on how I plan and what I'm planning for. I hope you are doing well and that you have a wonderful new year and a better week than I'm having, and that you enjoyed this video. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. And if you enjoyed this and want more content that is similar, please feel free to like and subscribe. I'll see you soon. Love you, bye.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.